And you hit the nail on the head because I actually have synesthesia. So I see colors as music, and I like preemptively in the studio will like, and so does my engineer. So we'll be talking to each other like, yo, you got to throw a little bit of pink in there. Like, yo, you got to throw some blue on that shit. Like, and I think a lot of like what graduation was like orange, yellow, green. Like what some of my next songs are is like purple, pink, blue. And like, I feel you, bro. Like that colors thing to me is like, once you can really see like how it affects the sonic value of the song, and like you can, it's kind of like painting. Like you can just be like, oh, it just needs a little bit of yellow. Like it just needs a little bit of blue. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. So being a creative during the pandemic is definitely, it's kind of funny because like I'm already like alone in my room making music, and that's like kind of the whole Dolo Tonight vibe, period. So this isn't something that's like too new to me. However, it's weird like to not be able to like physically be with people in places. And I think like a lot of the magic that happens in my music is an in-person interaction. Like we build a lot of the songs right there. So luckily for me, my engineer Michael Ashby has opened his studio for me to be able to go there, as long as we're following, you know, the right guidelines and everything. But so we were able to have a lot of the Back to Earth sessions actually in person. And what we would do is, you know, what it really changed for me was like the A&Ring process, where like I can't just like call up a producer and be like, yo, slide to the studio. Like I have to be like on FaceTime with them. So for me, a lot of creating during the pandemic was like digging on SoundCloud and just looking through like who's liking what, who are people that I mess with, and then like finding dope creators like that and reaching out to them. And I think like graduation is a perfect example. Like I found Austin Mark in a random beat pack, and I just called him up in my garage and was like, yo, bro, like you're so dope. And he was like, yo, you're dope too. And then he ended up sending me beats. I think if we weren't in a pandemic, since he's from New York, we probably just would have linked up. But I think it kind of had somewhat of a positive effect, because like some of my music has to deal with like, you know, I make a lot of happy music, but sometimes it has to deal with that like deeper side of things where you're like, shit, man, like I'm kind of alone right now. Like, and that sometimes sucks. So I think like the quarantine energy kind of helped me, like, especially for my new song Higher, like that definitely helped me bring together like those, just the time to just look back and be like, man, it kind of sucks to be alone. And then like try and create a positive vibe around that I can like spin it off in whatever direction I choose. So quarantine was really weird, but I kind of think it was eye-opening like as a creative, and it was kind of just like, all right, whatever. Like now we just got to do it this way. Yeah, 2020, back to earth, just things moving forward. You know, it was weird originally because we're in a pandemic. And like, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't a pandemic, I might be touring right now. Like I might be doing live shows and connecting to people in person, but that's not going to stop me from putting out my personality onto the world. And I think a useful tool for that is my EP Back to Earth, and just the tons of ancillary content that surround that EP. We have cooking shows and Guinness World Records and just all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I'm dropping visualizers, but I'm not going to call them visualizers. They're going to be like lost footage or just something cool. Like I'm so sick of like visualizer. Like, why is that the word? But you know, just putting out different pieces of my life onto people. And I think like, man, as 2020 closes up and 2021 comes around the corner, like there's some stuff to be excited about. And I'm excited because so many things are in motion with this project that it's just going to be something that can like fully express like who I am and what I've been working on for so long. So I'm excited. I can't leak too much about Back to Earth, but it's going to be insane. Like we have an animated series coming out. Like there's so many wild things that are in store. So there's some stuff to be watching for sure. Yeah, so the record that, I mean, pretty much for me, it's like all these records I can't wait for people to hear. I love releasing music, but like a couple of things, like the song Simulation coming out, it's a trip. We got the craziest music video. There's like, it's wild. It's just like what it would be like if you lived in a simulation and everything is just like messing up around you. You're like, what is life right now? So that's for Simulation. We got just like really cool stuff coming out for my song Higher. We went up like 15,000 feet to break a Guinness World Record to film the music video at the highest altitude for just also, and I had to like breathe on oxygen. Like there's like a whole like series vlog that like comes out with that. But like sonic value wise, I really think like Simulation, Higher, pretty much everything on there. I got a song called Waters that we literally just like watched Castaway on mute and created a beat out of like a toy banjo, and it sounds like it's underwater. It's like a sonic experience, and I think like everyone that I've leaked it to so far is like, yo, this is really like, it tells the story like top to bottom. And I think like the track listing, like everything is made on purpose. So it kind of keeps you, and you get to go through all the different emotions, whether that's happy, sad, lonely, feeling free, feeling like you're underwater, like closed in. There's just so many different pieces to the puzzle that come together. So I think everything has its own sonic value and has its own content coming with it. So I think every record on this whole EP is something to be excited for. I can't like pinpoint, because also like all these producers are my friends, and I can't just like, oh, this one's better. Like I love them all. So I'm just like, all that stuff is dope.